I am Rohit Rastogi, Assistant Professor of Commerce from Government College Dumaria Jai, District Surajpur. Today we will go further in the chapter Capital Budgeting, and today we will discuss discounted cash flow technique or time adjusted technique. In this technique we will discuss first discounted payback period, which is so important topic. Okay, let's start. We have studied already that what is payback period. What is payback period? Only the thing which is added with payback period is a discounted factor. That's why this is called discounted payback period. Meaning is totally same as it was for payback period, but we add here only discounted cash inflow. Where we used cash inflows, now we are using discounted cash inflows. Let's see once again what is discounted payback period. Discounted payback period refers to the period within which the entire cost of the project is expected to completely recovered by way of, in payback period we have written by way of cash inflows. Now we are writing way of discounted cash inflows. Okay, let's understand what is discounted word mean. Discounted word means generally this is WACC, weighted average cost of capital, and generally it is called cost of capital. In next unit there is a topic cost of capital, under which you will study weighted average cost of capital. Cost of capital, the rate of cost of capital is a discounted factor. How it is calculated? Discounted factor, or it is also called present value, is equal to 1 by 1 plus k power 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Let's see what is k is here. K is a weighted average cost of capital or cost of capital. Let's see, it's assumed as a 10%, then 1 by 1 plus 10 power 1. It would be 0.09. It means the present value at the rate of 10% for first year is 0.909. It means the value which will be received ₹1 after 1 year, that is present value is 0.909. After 1 year you will receive 1, but what is the present value of this ₹1 is 0.909 if our cost of capital is 10 or discounted factor is 10. Okay, now we have understand what is discounted factor. Let's start. How will you calculate calculate discounted payback period, means computation of discounted payback period. Let's see the steps. The first step, in which you will have to calculate cash inflows. How will you calculate cash inflows? Means earning after tax before depreciation. We have discussed while we were studying payback period. The next step, calculate the PV of all cash inflows. PV means present value of all cash inflows. First you will find out cash inflows, then you will find PV of cash inflows. PV means present value, like this. But discounted factor will be part of your question. It means in your question discounted factor will be given. By using that discounted factor you will calculate the PV of all cash inflows. Okay, step 3. Then you have to find cumulative discounted cash inflows. Means when you will find out PV of all cash inflows, you have to find out cumulative discount cash inflows or cumulative PV of cash inflows. Both are same. Okay. Step 4. In step 4, you have to find out cash outflow. How will you calculate cash outflows? We have seen when we were studying payback period. After that, you have to calculate PV of cash outflows. Generally, PV of cash outflow means PV means present value and cash outflow is at a 0 year. That's why PV of cash outflow is find out by multiplying 1 in its value. It means if cash outflow is 1 lakh, you will multiply it by 1, it would be your PV of cash outflows. Sometimes like working capital, if you are talking about working capital may be required in second year more than first year. It may be required more in third year, it may be required more in fourth year. In that case, PV is used, otherwise you will multiply by 1 in your cash outflow and PV of cash outflow is find out. Okay. Now see this step 6. Calculate discounted payback period. First we have to calculate cumulative discounted cash inflow and PV of cash outflow. After that you will find out discounted payback period. Let's see what is the formula for discounted payback period. Okay, before going to through the formula, I am writing some data by which you could understand easily. Suppose discounted cash outflow is 1 lakh and PV of cash inflow, first year 10,000, second year 20,000, third year 40,000, fourth year 60,000 and fifth year 30,000. Okay. Now we have to find cumulative cash inflow. 10,000. We will add 20,000 with 10,000. It would be 30,000. 70,000. 1,30,000 and 1,60,000. This is cumulative cash inflow. Now let's understand how will you calculate discounted payback period. Okay, this is discounted cash outflow, this is the PV of cash inflow, and this is the cumulative PV of cash inflow. It means cumulative value of these 5 years PV of cash inflow. Okay. First, year up to which cumulative PV of cash inflow less than PV of cash outflow. PV of cash outflow is 1 lakh and year up to which cumulative PV of CI is less than. Let's see, it is less than at third year. Okay, outflow and inflow. Cumulative inflow is less than 1 lakh is in third year. It means we will write here 3 plus PV of cash outflow, that is 1 lakh minus cumulative PV of cash inflow of the year in which cumulative PV of cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow. It means we have to consider that time when PV of cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow, that is third year, and what is the value of cash inflow is 70,000. Okay, upon PV of cash inflow in next year following the year for which cumulative PV of cash inflow was considered in the numerator. It means the amount of cumulative cash inflow which we have considered here, we have to take cash inflow of next year of this year, but we have to consider cash inflow, PV of cash inflow, not cumulative cash inflow, that is 60,000 is equal to 3 plus 30,000 upon 60,000 is equal to 3 whole 1 by 2, means 3 years and 6 months. Okay, have you understand the formula? First, we have to take the year in which PV of cumulative cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow. We can see here our discounted cash outflow is 1 lakh and cumulative cash inflow is 70,000, which is less than 1 lakh. We will write the year is third, plus PV of cash outflow, that is 1 lakh, minus cumulative PV of cash inflow of the year in which cumulative PV of cash inflow is less than cumulative cash inflow is less than outflow, that is 70,000. We will write here 70,000. PV of cash inflow in next year following the year for which cumulative PV of cash inflow was considered. We have considered 70,000, that was in third year, so we have to take next year PV of cash inflow, that is 60,000. Okay, you will calculate and you will find out the payback period is a 3 whole 1/2 years or 3 years 6 months. Now a question comes in our mind that what is the accept and reject rule for discounted payback period? This is same as in payback period, as we have seen in case of independent project. If payback period is equal to or more than minimum acceptable payback period, that is accepted, otherwise rejected. In case of mutually exclusive project, we rank them, then after we see which project has least payback period, that is considered or accepted. That is totally same in discounted payback period. What is the merit and demerits of discounted payback period? Merits. The first merit, now we are considering the time value of money. We are considering the time value of money, it means we are taking the present value of particular cash inflow. The first merit. The second merit, easy to understand and calculate. And third, it is based on cash inflows rather than on accounting data. What is the demerits? Demerit is that it does not consider the cash inflows after payback period. Means the cash inflows we are earning by firm after payback period, that is not considered in this. This is big demerit of discounted payback periods. Okay, and the second is there is no standard to fix minimum acceptable payback period. It is vary from firm to firm. Okay, now we have seen merits and demerits. Now we will see a question. Okay, let's start. Purchase price of machine 1,90,000, installation charges 10,000, useful life 5 years, cost of capital we have considered here 10%, and cash inflow after tax rupees 1 lakh per annum. Here cash inflow after tax is given. It means we will assume that this is cash inflow after tax before depreciation. Okay, and cost of capital is 10% and present value at 10% is given. First year for 0.909, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year data is given. Now see the solution. What we have to find out? We have to find out cumulative cash inflow, okay, and PV of cash inflow. So I have summed up in this table. Let's see. We will write first year, then cash inflows, same for all 5 years, 1 lakh. PV factor, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Then we will find PV of cash inflows. We will multiply the PV factor with cash inflow and we will find out PV of cash inflows. First year 90,900, second year, third year, fourth year and fifth year. Okay. After finding PV of cash inflow, we will find cumulative cash inflow 90,900. Then for second year 90,900 plus 82,600 is equal to 1,73,500. 1,73,500 plus 75,100, we will find 2,48,600. 2,48,600 plus 68,300, 3,16,900. 3,16,900 plus 62,100 is equal to 3,79,000. These are the cumulative cash inflow. Now we have to find out the PV of cash outflows. Okay. First of all, we will find the cash outflow. Cash outflow is equal to 1,90,000, which is the purchase price of machine, and plus 10,000, which is the installation charge. Okay. Now our cash outflow is rupees 2 lakh. Now we have to find out PV of cash outflow. Okay. The PV factor for 0 year. PV factor for 0 is always 1. Let's see. I have told you a formula to find out PV. PV is equal to 1 by 1 plus K, okay, power n. And cash outflow is at 0 year. It means recent is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus K means cost of capital, which is 10% here. Power 0. Power 0. And you know that 1 by 1.10 power 0. Any number which has a power 0 is always equal to 1. A power 0 is equal to 1. Any number which has a power 0 is always equal to 1. It means 1 upon 1 is equal to 1. That's why we are taking 1. In 0 year, PV factor is always 1. That's why we are multiplying with 1, and our PV of cash outflow is 2 lakh. Okay. Now see the formula for discounted payback period. Understand in simple way. First of all, we have to compare the cumulative cash inflow and cash outflow. We have to see that in which year cumulative cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow. Now you can see that in second year cumulative cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow. First we have to compare there. If you go in third year, you will see that cumulative cash inflow is greater than PV of cash outflow. That's why we will take second year. Okay, that's why I have written here 2 years. We have seen. Now we have to write PV of cash outflow, that is 2 lakh, minus cumulative PV of cash inflow in second year, that is 1,73,500. Okay, upon PV of cash inflow in third year, which is 75,100. Consider only PV of cash inflow, not cumulative cash inflow. We have to see PV of cash inflow in third year. It means following the year which we have considered, 75,100. Okay. So what you have to mind, what you have to understand, that first you have to compare your cash PV of cash outflow with cumulative cash inflow. Where your cumulative cash inflow is less than PV of cash outflow, consider that year. Okay, consider that year. Mark that year. Okay, mark that year. Write the year which you are considering, in which you are considering cumulative cash inflow, that is 2 years, plus PV of cash outflow as usual 2 lakh, minus cumulative PV of cash inflow of that year, it means 1,73,500, upon PV of cash inflow in next year. Next year is third year, and third year's PV of cash inflow is 75,100. Okay, when you will calculate 2 years plus 2 lakh minus 1,73,500 is equal to 26,500 upon 75,100 is equal to 2.353. Okay, so our answer is 2.353 years. I hope you understand well. Thank you so much.